And you get you very look what I look like. There's a miserable disaster, right? Tuberculosis. The doctor made a mistake. He either has, you know, a special 7 operation. That's a beauty. You gotta go to the bathroom a certain way in Florida. That's a beauty. Well, his products are coming to the market. Anyway, the four phase with sunlight, all made out of recyclable goods. That's right. It sounds pretty good, but at least it must be some sort of black carbon in it. Is there black carbon? You're right. I think that works fine. There's so much humidity here. It takes the air from outside, brings it inside, removes the water. You should have a watershed there. No Wi-Fi, no internet. Well, can you have a CD player, music, and movies, um, and then a TV, not anything else. But if you want that, leave the retirement village. Well, then why would you? If you hear what these diapers put, do I look like it? Or old age? You know what I mean? Well, how long do I live for? 49 years. Well, if it were that, did I tell you to throw that book out? First of all, it's not that way. I understand it. Don't I do that? The truth would be no. But you could go to Sunday Mass where you have this fucking guy couldn't really save his ass. You should be dead dreaming. And that's what you believe. But that could be 10,000 years before you start dreaming again. Otherwise, you're just born in a competition. Is on who's going to pretend is on a phone. Well, they're going to become medical science. I did see it in Harvard's working out. Plastic. Is that it? Does that work? I mean, whatever the bullshit is, you out on Earth, as a 3D, as one of those. I mean, you're looking at a video. How do you know what it is? So when we're saying we'll stay, we do all license and the whole thing. Well, this is 1841 West Beachfront Drive. We don't know when they were here in the relatives, going out to Desert Storm. Then we got on a boat. Get the swimming trunks on. Where you living now? You're supposed to go home with your mother and father. That's a good one. That's a beauty. Planet Earth. How do we get here? Go back to being a worm when you're dead. And don't stand up and walk around and fight that thing around. Well, that's his idea. We're trying to explain God. That's a beauty. You have to hear voices. If you do, you're dead. You want to hit Charles at me, come down here with us. Don't drive out there. That's not fucking beauty. Or we got a $10 million house. That's a beauty. Or did you play the entire snacks? It's not set up for the son to have something. It's definitely, did you put a package deal in for Rowan and Grand Brook? That's a beauty. Where you gonna go to work? There's no more public support, Jay, as we all know. No more Medicare, not unless somebody pays your bills for you. Quarter of a month, I pay your bills for you. And otherwise, at 76 years old, you gave me your orphan check. I got no one told me 31,000 a year, and then I give you money back. So that gave me as small as possible. At least as possible. I'm making about $20 a day now. You're a big spender, $40 a day. And who are you? And who are you? Judge your thought. You have to, if you feel that way, you have to have megalomania. Do you know what megalomania is? What's the answer? That you feel better. Look at the tuberculosis on the list. That's what I want to show you. I have to live in isolation. But if I go in a store for more than 15 minutes, you're going to spoil the food and everything else. So some girl in Georgia, when I went there, I had to go back, come there. I took it by land with a car. It was, well, now we go to prison. Let's see who you are. Well, you tell Bush this story. That's a rational law. That's not me. Then we go to drug and alcohol clinic. We're asking for it. Then we go to mental illness, the next day. We stay there for 2.5 years. You have yourself up. You got yourself a little cash change. That's working people. So, all right. So me, I met the man in the Atlanta airport. So I got to work this woman out of coma. Huh? She fell into a coma when they told her what she has to do. Right? You guys don't know what I'm doing. You're funny. You're funny. The truth should be known. But I felt like it myself. It's a good idea. You gotta show yourself age, and they're gone now. What was the death notice? Right? Dead in Georgia. They shot me. Did you fight in prison? Was I defending myself? And also got laid in this policy. And was this like this guy? I don't think I'd bite your dick off. And you fucking me, man. I was gonna rip your motherfucking ass off when you couldn't fucking fall asleep. But he's dead. And what seems to be your problem, sir? I wrote the midday bill. Wait up, ass, get the throwing straight. No policies, no money. Yes, what's wrong with that? So it's a collection of assets. You lose everything you have, and that's done through inheritance transfers. You get nothing. When you're supposed to, it should be would take all the money after 4:32 an hour. Did you pay your taxes? You might not be able to in your area. When I drive on the East Coast, not near. I drive down out west. There's nothing there. Well, no matter where you go. If you go out to California, that's a piece of shit. Really? Put down Bush in the story. Have a good time yourself. Play with the computer. I don't know about your area. We're going to get free rent. Because the numbers going to pay you. I mean, in Pulse, well, what can you get? 600. You get $20 a day, no? Did you figure a plan out when they told you? So at some point, this $1,000 was offered. It was, no, it's 1861. One check. And no payments. You snake the account. You get yourself a lot of cash. Let me just, we'll make an investment. We'll sit down and eat and then never do the job. We do bullshit. We don't have to. Because we're not like, I don't know how to. You see what I mean? Hey, Father? The Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Do I see? How about the deputy says, you look just like me, about twice my size. Did you, in this city, is a glorifying thing here for $8? I have a good imagination. Drink, crank the whole day. Damn stuff I can coffee. I can't. Yeah, I can. You get the very progressive $10 DG. You got to go with the Southern Price. Well, I have the Southeast Radio. The set. Probably that time said about 30 years. How about I play the grand? Who's this guy, Debbie? How about I play the grandpa? Well, it's someplace else. I'm where I want a stupid ass. Who owns this ass? I know my father was a salesman. I think Frank should. Well, what I don't know. Yeah, he has money back. Already paid 22,000 rent. Did you get the money? No, I did buy some food. We got to do what I said. No, I don't know. Was it in the account? Watch one double for the rest of the property. We're not doing that no more. Well, all guys, I paid the same as that. Why did I do so? My father said, that's my money. You don't get a paycheck. Who are you? You hated my car and came off the right game. What do you think? What do you think? I was smash on? Of why? That's what it's not, I mean, when I had my first channel, about 7 years old. I mean, what do you have to get back to? Go to ape program. Did men become apes or did apes become men? We think men became apes. We don't know. It's a good story. And then we'll be exams. It's going to be fun. Did I see the same thing here? We were seeing pictures. That could be just the instinct. You better take a gun. You better be less than know how to use it, which would mean, you had nothing, had that do business. We want to go fishing. You got the money. We'll pay some other time. We'll say you get free fish. Oh, let me take you out. Did you take out cash? Your debit card don't work. That's a beauty. That's an absolute beauty. So I'm watching this Brooke Shields. You see that's a beauty. That's Chris, you would make him. This is the kind of lead asshole. That's right. Mm, that's right. My mouth is all fucked. Everything's stale. All food is stale. God feeds you. Right. Well, we were trying. What we got to Roman aircraft systems when the contract was goes on, we lost everything. Now it's cheating and stealing. You laid in your asshole suck a cat. Either that and do something about it. And we brought back all the gays and lesbians for Long Island. They got thrown out. Yeah, much you got some banks. Nothing empty, is there? All we could do is hang out at the gas station every 50 miles. You know, that's internal nature. You know, they know it is hell. But if you want a power, you gotta have to build it and stay here. It's not, it don't work that way. The elevators are heavy. Would you stop that bullshit tonight? So what is the beer and the cement is the UF is the satellite, and what this is the whole thing. We're like still bananas. But when is it? Well, who decked this up? According to the teachers, the black man's teachers, as well black houses for farmers. But that's it. We have a fake brochure. We steal from some kid 19 years old. They go into the Frankos. But nobody paid. We're not paying for. We get to rent them like his daughter, his brother is paying the bills. That's his terrible business. What they do? Anybody paying? We got that many down. More we have to steal something. We do that's a beauty. Did I not tell you? So it's like a blow. You may get sicker and sicker. Was that two bands? Oh, yeah, well, that's the beauty of what that is. You know, you look at me, you go home in the back and with the fat lady you like, or does the fat fall? When we want fat, when you go over here, you lose weight. Was I going to be any more depressed? I was a negative receipt. I could not figure out how I didn't do what I did. If I the hell around them. Was the people travel to your community like a phone? Did you pay $15,000 for your food? Oh, one person a week? Well, now you lose all you lose your houses and everything else. You lose all your cars. You lose all your friends' cars, everything else. Since you're doing something. No, now, do we understand you get public support check? Do you? Did you work and pay taxes? Right? You know, now, as I sound these regional, it was according to this, or 20 years later, was funded 72 billion. Sure, hey. I'll tell you what, let's see. Oh, that's that. What do you have? Any way you money? The Treasury has 75 trillion dollars in bills they gotta pay. And when you're done fucking around, let me know. Well, there's the money. Wait a minute. How does this work? Oh, I see. So that don't work for me either. That's like that. Now, if you come to Florida, you need cash. If you're gonna write a pledge to come to the 4,000 houses in my community, you need cash. You know how this is. You got the printing machines around. We got the people came out with a computer. People came in with a computer, with a printer. Is that $4,000? More I look like an asshole. How do you steal it? Right? Well, we're gonna say to this guy, you have a good time. Well, you either print me a check or print me a cash. You're allowed to do the check. Did you pay the banks back the 750,000 that the apparent Camelot gave you? That's back doesn't. I mean, what you could do is take what you do have and ask them to write you a package for your children, you know, for work to do. Now, did you go to school? Did you inherit that? Did you make a payment? Well, if you don't make a payment, did you have your presentation ready? You know? We're not looking at the shield, so let's go. We're going to put a pulse in the ground. Oh, yeah. Well, that's a beauty. That's a beauty. Going to bed more. Did you have a mask on while you're in France? That's a beauty. Right, we don't want to go back to where we come from. The address on your paperwork. Right? I was like, Brooks dad at 5 years old, something about Colgate. I don't like that stuff. That pasting gums. The wet one, the crisp. Either way, it's French. You having a good time? It's all. We're getting all the money. Well, with the prospecting is over, there is no gold out there. You know what I'm saying? There's no money. No nothing. If they cheat and steal, you don't know why the funds are one because it's like a blow, man. You got to be dead yet to make it. Well, you don't have it. Well, that's just the article. Did you say the magic words? And what am I believing now? There's a one globe is over here. And there's why it took me 25 hour contract. Took 12 years. First, we had to go to prison and let's see who you are. All over. Take it personally for you. It's all over. They start lying to you, habitual lying to you. Well, that fucks all town. How do you figure a working person's money is yours? Where it costs us $65, you ate the chicken. Yeah, I see the measles, the chicken back. When I see it now, how long has that been on the show? About 4 years. The 4 years is up now when we get thrown straight. All right, so somebody, 18 wants the extra $59. You ain't getting it. You ain't getting it this time. I paid the 2 years payment show. You have a good time using my phone? Well, like a brother through that. That's it. Yeah, and now you get the bill, $6,000. And so what did we do? There's nobody here. There's nobody here. If you drive around, if you fall, now he loads in all the dead people and they get a social security check from all the money the world gave them for New York City. Well, that's the end of that shit, no more. When you're dead, have a good dream. That's a fucking beauty. I would think the contest is on. Which bones put on tendons? Yeah, that's a beauty. Or they Christ and tell the fucking thing on the ground. So going in this, oh, you mind dwelling still? I'm going to try to make a couple of that. You got to think about yourself. Okay? Well, we're going to call in all the people, all the bosses, son, had father paper, all that, Did you pay the inheritance tax? You might get 10,000 bucks. Yeah, easy package. That was commercial. Yeah. I really do. I got heart punch and I had to have 2 prison jail flights. I busted I fucked my shit all up. I'm really worried about gay, you know what I mean? I'm really worried about what is it? My mother had it from playing golf, I think. They weren't able to take care of us. Exercise and lots of business. It's a right. I forget. We're gonna have to take the milk and magnesium with the rust in my blood. Need a tetanus shot. We don't, let's take it to the cow show. I'm going to house on. That's a good idea. Now we're going to bank. Do I remember the people? They got whistles on their things. They got, what I mean? They got mouse face. They're having a good time now. For plastic surgery. Why? They give us money back. What's that? Miracle. Well, I could have the money go to the bank. And then other banks all about with their money. Because they never did. They typed it in my computer system. They want the money back. Right, you have to pay them back. Right. How much did I take from the bank? Then I put all my money back. I bought all the food. All I understand when we become a green creature with a split end. Is that it? It's up to the bank whether you get the money. Did you get the U.S. trade? That's a beauty. Did you use a Bank of America? No, that's a beauty. Did you reconcile that? That don't mean nothing. One is still going to get it. We try to make extra money. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So what do you have? Where's your money? $75 trillion. That's if you're the victim. We're not going to do that. It's a new, it's the prototype, the New Jerusalem. That's the prototype. Wasn't it was a Roman aerospace systems. Right, quality. Funding was high. Networking would be on paper. Massive videos, what would they do? Well, let's see if we can go ahead and put it up the defense system. Let's see if we know how to use our defense system. Then the next thing is we'll see if we can get through, knock out the batteries. Looks like 3 explosions. And then flying off. We're going to the A6 pilot. We got no get up and go to the A6. Over here in this room, we want the F-14D, but that is voice of vision. You can't go with that. You never go with a voice of vision. You never act upon it. You have your own thoughts. You only have God's thoughts, good and evil. But you have to follow your thoughts. You know what I mean? Now, the 1960s will begin that descent to eternal damnation. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be there about 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? But basically, walking, find the empty house, walking, that's not good. So make your plans. There's no money, no nothing, no Social Security, no Medicare, no nothing. Nobody has anything. Then when you go, we go for that's good. We don't get any for. We put it on your back again. That's terrible business. How many frees on there? There is no working in Florida. There's no earning money. Nobody would pay it. There's no investment. There's an investment. It went to the bases, went to NASA, went to FEMA. You know what I mean? Did you have a good time with me? So now you're down to not 432 0. It wasn't many the banks. Now close all the banks and turn them into U.S. Treasury. Who said you have to have a bank? You know what I'm saying? No, I ain't talking about she's anything like that. She's married with children. She told us that I don't have a problem with it. Not like I'm going to stalk her. I mean, why do I have to? You know what I'm saying? That's all. You're going to go get a 10-minute ride if you steal something. You're not going to work. Well, how do you think he gets that? That's right now. Because when you get out of the freaking mask, we can make it. It's funny. There's no point. There's nothing else there in hell. There's no way you did response when you stall.